Changing the water pump on an XJ Ultimate 5-litre supercharged engine, similar to an XJ Supersport 5-litre supercharged or the nitro aspirated engine. Changing the water pump right here below the intake pipes. Been leaking coolant and having to top up frequently. Realize, this is an ongoing issue. What needs to come off is the centerpiece here by loosening that, and that. When that comes off, you get access to the belts for the supercharger and the auxiliary belt. Tensioner will need to come off, that one there, self-explanatory. And then you'll get access to the T30 torque screws that are holding the water pump there. 7mm ratchet socket on. Loosen screws. That one, and that one there. And this 10mm one. This should all come off. Perfection. Center intake piece comes off. You just have to wiggle it out, and then it just comes out like so. Wow. Luckily I've got some carb cleaner. God damn, it's dirty in there. Okay, looks like we've got some fair amount of space in there. The pulleys look like they're in good condition. I've got the belts for the supercharger, got the belt for the auxiliary drive. Just before you remove anything, make sure you capture the route for these belts. I don't see one. Normally you have them with a picture diagram somewhere on the car, but just take note. Helps you with putting everything back. But later on, it's a real shame because I wanted to up the power on this car, so put a bigger pulley for the supercharger. Where's the supercharger? Is it this one? Or is it this one? Yeah, whichever one it is. So I can remap it, put more power, but that's another story for another day. This little piece of pipe, I was fighting with it, and then I realized on the forums it's quite brittle, so don't tug on it too hard. To remove it, you need to push back the seal, that plastic seal in, and then pull the pipe. The way it works is when you pull the pipe straight away, the seal will move with it and stop the pipe from coming out. So push it, and then the pipe just comes out. And because I didn't drain the system, I'm expecting at least a few gallons of coolant to come out. Messy drive, messy belt, pulleys, yeah. Alright, this is where we at. Troublesome car. Everything looks straightforward, but you're restricted for space. Look what happened here. I've got my extension 3/8" bar stuck in place because there's no room to wiggle it out. There's only one way I can move it, is putting back the supercharger belt, and then the tensioner going back into its home position so I can move the bar into a different location and try again. But so far I'm just going to go ahead with removing the water pump, and this hose here is proving to be difficult. It's stuck on. Oh dear. Forward! Right, pump is off. You gotta be careful with this plastic bit here at the back. This one. When you buy your replacement water pump from Jaguar, you get a replacement part for this. This one is not broken. Chances are most of the time when people change this piece, they break it. But I've got a new one, I'm just gonna use that. So now we've got the old water pump made by Fumaco. And then, yeah, it's worn out, it's leaking. There's a performance engine, coolant is important. Here's the new part from Jaguar with their logo on it. Yeah, something properly engineered. So now I'm faced with the task of putting everything back on. Hopefully I won't have too many screws left in hand, wondering where they came from. Job's a good one. Belt back on, pump on, connection on. These spring clamps are really difficult to put back on. Apparently there's a special tool you can use to take them on and off. This tool actually keeps the spring in tension while you wiggle it about, then it won't actually lose grip and then the spring just jumps out, having to start that all over again, which is nice. But I did it the hard way. It's on, new pump on, new belt on, just done the tensioner, the works. Now putting my supercharger belt back on and the supercharger tensioner. Then I'm going to put the air boxes back with new air filters and all that. Difficulty, I would say 3 out of 5. I did clean the intake with some carb cleaner. Now I just put the supercharger tensioner on, put the supercharger belt on, right way around. Perfect. Now for the air boxes. If you're doing the air boxes, if you're changing the air filters, you need a T20 Torx head. Right, air filters in, air boxes back in. Now for the ducts. Wow, wow, wow. Would you look at that? Everything running beautifully. New pump in. Till next time. Good luck.